10 signs that reveal hidden mental illness. Let's get right into it. Number 1, acting before thinking. You quit your job on impulse. You buy things you can't afford. You snap at someone and regret it seconds later. It's not that you're reckless or just bad at self-control. It's that your brain's braking system, the one that says, hold on, think first, isn't firing properly. This is called impulse control disorder, and it's often linked to underlying mental illnesses like ADHD, bipolar disorder, or certain anxiety disorders. Your brain's reward system is overactive, constantly chasing instant relief from boredom, frustration, or emotional pain. You might notice a pattern: act fast, regret, promise to change, repeat. That's because impulsive behavior creates a short-term dopamine spike. Your brain rewards the behavior even if it hurts you in the long run. People around you might call you dramatic or unpredictable, but it's deeper than that. It's your brain trying to regulate emotions through action. And the first step to breaking the loop isn't willpower, it's awareness. Once you recognize that your impulses are emotional smoke signals, not moral failings, you can begin to slow down before you burn out. Number 2, stuck on simple choices. You open Netflix, scroll for 20 minutes, and still can't pick a show. You stare at a restaurant menu like it's a life or death decision. You know what this is? Decision paralysis. When your brain is constantly under stress or anxiety, it turns small choices into massive threats. The part of your brain that handles logic and weighing options, the prefrontal cortex, shuts down when your fear system, the amygdala, takes over. So, your body treats choosing what to eat like defusing a bomb. This isn't laziness or overthinking, it's a survival mechanism gone haywire. You fear regret, failure, or disappointment so much that doing nothing feels safer than doing something. What's worse is that this indecision reinforces itself. Every time you avoid a choice, your brain learns. Avoidance equals safety, but in truth, it's anxiety, disguised as caution, quietly running your life. Start with small, low-stakes choices. Build tolerance for uncertainty. And remind yourself, it's okay to make imperfect decisions. Progress beats paralysis. Number 3, constantly needing reassurance. Are you mad at me? Did I do something wrong? Are you sure you still love me? If those questions sound familiar, you might be caught in the cycle of excessive reassurance seeking, a hidden symptom of anxiety and OCD. It's not about getting new information. It's about calming the panic that something's wrong. Your brain is craving safety, not answers. Every "it's fine" from someone gives you relief, but only for a few hours, maybe even a few minutes. Then the doubt creeps back, and you need to ask again. Over time, this reassurance loop becomes like an emotional drug. The more you ask, the more your brain relies on external comfort instead of internal calm. And ironically, it can push people away, which only fuels your fear of rejection. The truth? The goal isn't to stop caring what others think. It's to retrain your brain to feel safe even when certainty isn't guaranteed. Because peace doesn't come from the answers you get, it comes from the tolerance you build. Number 4, losing interest in what you love. You used to love music, movies, food, friends. Now, it all feels muted, like the volume on life has been turned down. This is anhedonia, one of the most common, yet least recognized signs of depression. It's when your brain's dopamine system, the one that makes things feel rewarding, goes silent. Even if you want to enjoy things, you can't feel it, and that's what makes it so painful. You might blame yourself for being lazy or ungrateful, but it's not a motivation problem. It's a neurological one. Your brain isn't producing or responding to pleasure the way it used to. That's why just try to be positive doesn't work. You can't think your way out of a chemical drought. But here's the thing. Recovery doesn't always mean suddenly feeling joy again. It often starts with showing up even when it feels empty. Over time, your brain slowly remembers what it means to feel alive. Number 5, trapped in rituals. You check the door 3 times before leaving. You wash your hands until they burn. You arrange things perfectly, not because you want to, but because you have to. This is obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. And it's not just about being neat or organized, it's about control. Your brain throws intrusive thoughts at you. If I don't do this, something terrible will happen. The anxiety feels unbearable, so you perform the ritual, and for a moment, you feel safe. But that relief never lasts. The brain learns, ritually safety, so it demands more, louder, faster. It's not logic, it's survival. Your brain is trying to prevent harm, but ends up creating its own prison. The key to breaking this loop isn't force, it's exposure. Gradually teaching your brain that nothing bad happens when you don't follow the ritual. It's hard, but it's freedom. Because the goal isn't to stop thinking, it's to stop believing that every thought deserves a response. Number 6, crushed by criticism. You get one tiny piece of feedback, and it feels like a punch to the gut. Someone sighs at you, and your brain instantly screams, "They hate me." This is called rejection sensitivity dysphoria, RSD, a common trait in people with ADHD and emotional trauma. Your brain literally processes rejection as physical pain. MRI scans show similar activity in the brain's pain centers when you experience social rejection as when you break a bone. That's why you might go out of your way to please others, always chasing approval, avoiding conflict, or replaying what you said in your head. It's not weakness. It's your nervous system overreacting to emotional danger. The tricky part is, this constant alertness wears you down. You stop expressing yourself. You shrink to stay safe. But here's a truth that takes time to learn. Not every sigh, silence, or pause means you did something wrong. Sometimes, other people's reactions aren't about you at all. They're about them. Number 7, expecting the worst. A text goes unanswered. You assume the friendship is over. Your boss calls you in. You're convinced you're getting fired. This is catastrophic thinking, a form of anxiety where your brain always jumps to the worst-case scenario. It comes from a survival instinct. Your brain thinks, if I prepare for the worst, I won't get hurt. But it's a trick, one that keeps you trapped in fear long after the threat is gone. When your mind constantly predicts disaster, your body lives in a permanent state of tension, racing heart, tight chest, shallow breathing. You're not living, you're anticipating danger that doesn't exist. What helps is learning to challenge your inner narrator. Ask, is this fact or fear? It doesn't mean pretending everything's fine, it means giving reality a fair chance before panic takes the mic. Number 8, feeling emotionally numb. You're not happy, you're not sad, you're just blank. You smile when you should, laugh when expected, but inside, nothing moves. This is called emotional blunting, and it's often a symptom of depression, trauma, or even prolonged stress. It's your brain's defense mechanism. When life becomes too painful, your system numbs everything to protect you. But emotional numbness isn't peace, it's absence. You might catch yourself thinking, at least I'm not crying anymore, but deep down, you miss feeling anything. And that's what's so confusing, because the absence of emotion feels calm, but it's actually a sign that your body is still in survival mode. Healing from emotional numbness isn't about forcing feelings back. It's about safety. When your body starts to believe you're safe again, emotion gradually returns, not all at once, but softly, like color fading back into a gray picture. Number 9, mentally stuck in the past or future. You're replaying that one embarrassing thing you said years ago, or you're imagining every possible way a future event could go wrong. That's not just overthinking, it's rumination. Your brain is trying to solve something that can't be solved. It believes that by replaying the past or rehearsing the future, it can prevent pain, but instead, it just keeps you stuck. When your mind is constantly time traveling, back to regret or forward to worry, you lose the present. You stop living and start looping. This is common in anxiety and depression because your brain is searching for closure that never comes. The solution isn't to stop thinking. You can't. But you can teach your brain to shift gears through mindfulness, grounding, or simply naming what's happening. Right now, my mind is trying to protect me by worrying. That single acknowledgement takes power away from the loop, because the moment you notice you're lost in thought, you're already back in the present. Number 10, picking at yourself. You notice a bump or blemish on your skin, and before you know it, you've picked at it until it bleeds. You tell yourself, just one more time, but it never is. This behavior is known as excoriation disorder or skin picking disorder. It's not about vanity or bad habits. It's a way your brain tries to regain control when life feels chaotic. When the world feels too big or unpredictable, your brain focuses on something small and tangible, your skin. It's the illusion of control. Your mind creates a visible problem it can fix, even though it ends up causing harm. This cycle often comes from anxiety, OCD, or unresolved trauma. And while it might feel soothing in the moment, it leaves behind guilt, shame, and sometimes scars that tell a story your words can't. Breaking this pattern isn't about sheer willpower, it's about compassion. Understanding that this behavior came from a place of trying to cope. And once you stop fighting yourself, real healing can begin, from the inside out. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.